In the bustling heart of Queens, young Donald Trump was not just another face in the crowd. His eyes would always look up, a stark contrast to the grounded lives around him. The steel towers of Manhattan were his silent companions during family outings, their silhouettes sketched into his dreams. Some children drew superheroes. Donald dreamt of buildings that kissed the sky. His father's influence loomed large over him. Fred Trump was an esteemed builder, weaving brick and mortar into empires. He did not just give Donald his name, but also a legacy. In their household, conversations about real estate were as common as Sunday dinners. Blueprints adorned the living room like fine art, and contracts were valued like gold. Fred imparted wisdom wrapped in expectation, planting the seeds of ambition in Donald's young mind. Seeking to instill discipline, Fred sent Donald to New York Military Academy, a place where precision and order thrived. Here, Donald learned to channel his rebellious spirit into structured ambition. He transformed the rigid drills into a personal symphony of determination. Each order barked by his superiors resonated with a deeper call to lead, to build, to conquer. As he matured, Donald's ambitions became bolder. He saw beyond Queens, his soul yearning for the skyscrapers that stood like titans across the water. Manhattan wasn't just a place, it was a symbol, a canvas where his dreams could take shape. He wasn't deterred by the snickers or disdain from the seasoned elite bypasses. Their skepticism was fuel, proving his rebellion could forge something magnificent. And so, the Apprentice of Power set his gaze upon Fifth Avenue, where he aimed to plant a tower, not just of steel and glass, but one built from ambition, resilience, and legacy. It was only the beginning of his daunting climb, for each step taken in youth on academy grounds would propel him ever higher into the unforeseen challenges that lay ahead. The episode commences with a burst of energy and captivating visuals. The camera zooms into a towering skyscraper in New York City, where a bustling city comes to life beneath the night sky. Glittering lights adorn the building, introducing The Apprentice TV show. The scene shifts inside the building, where Donald Trump sits in the boardroom, flanked by his advisors, business tycoons, and aspiring entrepreneurs. He exudes an intimidating presence as dramatic music intensifies the tension in the room. Each contestant waits nervously, dreading the words, "You're fired." As Trump delivers these lines with characteristic flair, an array of glowing title cards introduces viewers to the overarching theme of the show, the pursuit of success. Money-themed intros, complete with dollar signs and gold coins, amplify the spectacle, turning Trump into a formidable television figure. The narrative delves deeper, exploring the roots of the Trump brand, now synonymous with extravagance and ambition. In rapid succession, viewers witness an empire grow with Trump's name branded on a variety of ventures: vodka, steaks, the ostentatious Trump planes, and even an ambitious university endeavor. The world watches with a mix of fascination and bewilderment. Yet, beneath the gleaming surface, whispers circulate in shadowy corners. The question lingers amongst political analysts and the general public alike: what if he ran for president? In a cinematic shift, the storyline takes a dramatic turn. Trump, now older yet no less bold, descends a golden escalator within his own tower. Media flashes capture the moment as his booming voice declares a presidential run. His announcement reverberates through the audience, focusing on polarizing issues. Chaos and enthusiasm intertwine as his persona dominates the headlines, capturing the essence of a different kind of political race. His aura emanates with chaotic energy, poised to change not just the television landscape, but perhaps the course of history. The episode closes as the screen fades, leaving the viewers curiously intrigued, eager to see what will unfold next in Reality Reforged. Episode 1. Against all odds, the primaries are a political battlefield. Trump duels skilled opponents with raw power, insults as attacks, tweets as projectiles. His unconventional strategy catches rivals off guard, dismantling their defenses with a barrage of rhetoric. Despite being considered an outsider, he stands tall, victorious, proving that sheer force of personality can triumph over traditional political tactics. Episode 2. The Electoral War. Hillary Clinton rises as a formidable final boss. The 2016 election transforms into an anime-style battle of ideologies, scandals, and unexpected plot twists. As their campaigns clash, the nation becomes a divided arena. Surprise revelations and strategies unfold, leaving audiences at the edge of their seats. In a dramatic electoral shocker, Trump emerges victorious, defying poll predictions and securing the presidency with a mix of relentless energy and strategic gambles. Episode 3. President Trump, the unlikely king. The White House becomes the new battlefield. Trump presides over it like an emperor, issuing orders from the Oval Office with authority. His tenure is marked by the construction of walls, literal and metaphorical, as he refashions alliances and tackles the deep state shadows he perceives moving against him. Dismantling international pacts with the boldness of a rogue samurai, his presidency becomes a saga of bold moves and unpredictable turns. Episode 4. The Pandemic Arc. Chaos unleashed. COVID-19 strikes, plunging America into turmoil. Trump's team fractures into opposing factions, each with their own response strategies. He faces critics and protests that fill the streets, while the press, a Hydra-like foe armed with microphones, continually challenges his every move. The stakes are higher than ever as he navigates the unprecedented crisis, seeking to maintain control amidst a sea of chaos, misinformation, and public distress. In a tense, politically charged atmosphere, America braces itself for a historic election. The 2020 elections are more than just a political contest. They are a rematch, a battle to define the future trajectory of the nation. The fiery energy of Trump's campaign rallies sharply contrasts with the quieter, more cautious undertones of a pandemic-weary society. As citizens cast their votes, anxiety mixes with hope. The results, reflected in the colors red and blue, paint a portrait of a nation divided yet clinging to democratic processes. Uncertainty looms. The war of ideologies has no clear victor yet, only the promise of prolonged discord. The air is charged with foreboding on January 6th as a nation watches with bated breath. What begins as a rally intensifies into something far more ominous. Words meant to inspire take on a darker hue, giving rise to a movement that charges towards the Capitol. Under threatening skies, the building becomes a battleground as chaos erupts within its storied halls. Scenes unfold, once thought unimaginable, leaving an indelible mark on history. The aftermath is swift and consequential. Trump finds himself impeached once more, bearing the weight of his actions. The nation must now undertake the hard path of reconciliation and healing. In the wake of defeat, Trump retreats to the sunshine and opulence of Mar-a-Lago. Here, amidst gilded surroundings, he does not wallow in loss but instead begins plotting a strategic return. His loyal audience, still captivated, gathers to hear him speak at golden podiums. Some dream of the restoration of his influence. But even as he plans his resurgence, the clamor of legal battles echoes around him. The courts swirl with activity, encircling him like relentless, cursed spirits. This chapter of his story is far from over, as he stands poised between fallen legacy and a potential future of fiery rebirth in the political arena. In a bustling city where skyscrapers stretch towards the heavens, the return of a political titan sends ripples through the corridors of power. Donald Trump, once the center of the storm, emerges from the shadows with a gleaming red hat, an emblem that symbolizes a movement reborn. The announcement of his 2024 campaign electrifies the atmosphere, reigniting fervor among old allies and fanning flames of rivalry with new adversaries. Within the political arena, debates have transformed into fierce energy duels as words carry power and intention beyond mere rhetoric. Courtroom trials no longer follow the traditional script. They have become Phoenix trials where Trump's allies and opponents clash with indomitable will, seeking either redemption or defeat. Meanwhile, the media plays its role like a phantom, a relentless entity chasing elusive truths. The media crafts narratives that weave between the lines of legacy and legend. Throughout the unfolding drama, Trump stands like a bastion of defiance, his story on the cusp of either a triumphant return or a tumultuous fall. His legal entanglements add layers of intrigue. Political scrambles and maneuverings paint a landscape of uncertainty. A potential rematch with President Biden looms on the horizon, presenting a stage where destiny and ambition hold sway. As the scene closes, listeners are drawn into the ending theme song, Tower of Fate. Tower of Fate, a dramatic J-rock track, encapsulates the essence of power, loss, and ambition with rising guitars and evocative lyrics. Whether Trump's tale unfolds as a legacy carved into the annals of history or a legend whispered on the winds of time, one thing remains certain. The era of the Kingmaker is reborn, and the world awaits with bated breath.